Years back, me, my wife, and daughter were in a 3-car pileup, and we all got injured pretty good. I knew I had to do what was right for my family, so I called Hughes and Coleman. Everybody knows that they're good folk. They help people that get injured. Hughes and Coleman took really good care of us, and they'll take real good care of you too.
At Hughes and Coleman, we're ready to help. 800-800-4600.
We live in uncertain times. However, there is one thing you can be certain of.
Good morning, everybody.
The men and women of the United States Postal Service. We are here to deliver your cards, packages, and prescriptions. And also deliver the peace of mind knowing that what's important to you, like your ballot, is on its way. Every day, all across America, we deliver for you. And we always will.
With the Honda Civic, fun and sporty can also be practical and efficient. Just look at how the Civic LX stacks up against the competition. It has more horsepower and more passenger space than the Toyota Corolla L and Nissan Sentra S. With standard Honda sensing, a suite of safety and driver-assisted features. No wonder the Civic is the best-selling compact car over the last decade. Contact your Honda dealer to learn more or shop online.
All right. In my Johnsonville commercial, we open with a car chase. There's semis, you got a couple of bikers in there, and grandmas on scooters. There's a news reporter down there, and she's going blah, 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 big car chase. Oh, yeah, they're chasing the Johnsonville Big Taste Grill. Finally, the driver turns to the guy next to him and says, "Did you leave the sausage on the grill again?" And he goes, "Yep. Might as well put him to good use." I don't know how it ends. It could be an explosion, maybe. And that's a commercial made the Johnsonville way.
Lee and Haley, weekdays on ABC 36.
Now at 6, Decision Day. A grand jury decides if criminal charges are brought against the Louisville police officers involved in the shooting death of Breonna Taylor.
Justice is not often easy. It does not fit the mold of public opinion.
How will the public react to the decision to indict only one of the 3 officers? Lexington, Louisville, and cities across the country hold a collective breath, waiting to see.
Fayette County drops to red in its coronavirus back-to-school status as the school board calls a special meeting.
You're watching ABC 36 News at 6.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome in on a busy Wednesday. I'm Tom Kenny.
And I'm Veronica Jean Seltzer. After months of waiting, a decision in the investigation into the police shooting of Breonna Taylor.
A Jefferson County grand jury indicted a fired Louisville police officer on criminal charges, but not in connection to Breonna Taylor's death itself. The grand jury charged Detective Brett Hankison with 3 counts of first-degree wanton endangerment for, as the investigation said, blindly firing 10 shots that hit Breonna Taylor's surrounding apartments, including one that had a man, a pregnant woman, and a child inside. The grand jury did not charge the other 2 officers involved in the deadly shooting, Detective Miles Cosgrove and Sergeant John Mattingly, who, according to the investigation, fired 22 shots between them, 6 of which hit Breonna Taylor. Attorney General Daniel Cameron says the 2 officers were justified in their use of deadly force because they were shot at first by Taylor's boyfriend as soon as they entered the apartment after knocking and announcing themselves as police as part of a drug investigation. The investigation shows Sergeant Mattingly was first through the door and was immediately shot by the boyfriend in his leg. A 4th officer involved in helping secure what turned out to be a controversial search warrant, also not charged.
Breonna Taylor's family wanted at least a manslaughter charge against Hankison, who now has a recommended $15,000 bond and, if convicted, could get up to 15 years in prison. And remember, the FBI is still investigating whether there were any civil rights violations in this case.
Attorney General Cameron, who led the investigation, knows that the grand jury's decision is going to anger many, but he reminded people his role as special prosecutor was to set aside emotion, find the facts, and present the truth.
Do we really want the truth, or do we want a truth that fits our narrative? Do we want the facts, Or are we content to blindly accept our own version of events?
During today's highly anticipated announcement, the Attorney General was asked what he would say to those who feel his decision is another example of the black community not getting justice. Cameron got a little emotional as he gave his answer.
I understand that as a black man, how painful this is. And which is why it was so incredibly important for make sure that we did everything we possibly could.
Attorney General Cameron went on to say, though his office received a lot of criticism connected to this investigation, there wasn't a day that went by that he and his team weren't thinking about the case or focusing on finding the truth.
We want to take a live look now at downtown Louisville from LMPD's live Facebook feed. Protesters have taken to the street there. We see police in riot gear, and we've told there have been arrests also on this feed. We have seen people sitting surrounded by LMPD officers who had their hands behind their backs, clearly detained. Shortly after the Jefferson County grand jury announced its decision in the case, protesters took to the streets in Louisville, many upset over the grand jury's decision not to criminally charge all three officers, and that the charges brought against one of the officers wasn't in connection to Breonna Taylor's death. The city of Louisville started preparing for a decision in the case, blocking off streets and putting a curfew in place. Earlier today, Louisville Mayor Greg Fisher said the National Guard has already been activated, and you can see protests already getting violent.
Businesses in downtown Louisville started boarding up their shops and stores in anticipation of the protests. We've been reporting that to you all this week. Businesses in downtown Lexington, at least a few, are doing the same. ABC 36's Alex King is live downtown to show us how some businesses are preparing for potential violent protests.
Yeah, I'm here in downtown Lexington, right next to Triangle Park, where honestly, things are looking pretty normal. I'm going to show you this intersection right here along West Main Street. I mean, as you can see, people are walking around, cars are passing by. Everything is pretty normal compared to what we've seen in the weeks of protests. Here's a look at a couple of the businesses across the street. App Harvest Kentucky is one of those buildings here in downtown that has decided to take the extra precautions tonight by boarding up their windows. One manager I spoke to from another business here in downtown says the goal is to help their customers and employees feel safe and to prepare for anything. Other than these couple of buildings boarding up, it looks like there may be some that are closing up a little bit early, but it's hard to really say. As I said, though, no protesters down here just yet. We'll, of course, keep an eye out for you. Reporting live in downtown, Alex King, ABC 36 News.
Alex, thank you for that update. Meantime, leaders in Louisville and Lexington all calling for calm following the indictment announcement in the case, asking people to protest, which is their legal right, but to do it peacefully. ABC 36's Christy Bollinger reports as businesses and government offices close early, there is one kind of building that is staying open.
We have seen strong emotions, grief, anger, conviction, compassion, hopelessness, and more on our streets for almost 120 days now.
Prior to the news of Breonna Taylor's case, Louisville and Lexington's mayors asked their cities to remain calm and respond in a peaceful, lawful manner. Louisville Mayor Greg Fisher announced a 72-hour curfew Wednesday from 9 p.m. until 6:30 a.m. He also issued a state of emergency, closing metro government buildings downtown Wednesday and Thursday. Lexington Mayor Linda Gordon is asking people to avoid downtown altogether. In most downtown city offices closed at 1 Wednesday afternoon. Downtown businesses boarded up in preparation for a possible night of unrest. Louisville Police Chief Robert Schroeder issued a state of emergency for LMPD, which allowed him to cancel all vacation and requested off days for officers.
Our officers are prepared to keep doing what they have been doing continuously since May 28th. Protecting the public while also ensuring the constitutional right for people to express their feelings.
Several downtown roads are closed in both cities.
So we're asking that if you decide to join a protest, you wrap things up by 8 o'clock or so, and so you can start to head home and be home by 9 p.m.
And while a lot is closed down, some churches in Louisville aren't.
We are asking houses of faith to open their doors, to give opportunity for the community to come in and to be able to pray, to be able to sit in silence, whatever they may need.
Louisville's chief of community building, Reverend Vincent James, says many churches are open. Louisville's curfew won't apply to those attending faith services, working, or seeking medical attention.
I ask that we, all of us, maintain that critical and unwavering focus on the need for racial equity, for reimagining public safety, so we can all move forward as a city.
Christy Bollinger, ABC 36 News.
Many celebrities, athletes, and activists have been speaking out about Breonna Taylor's death and calls for justice. Today, many took to social media immediately following the announcement of the grand jury's decision in the case. ABC 36's Amber Freeman is in studio now with some of those reactions.
Celebrities, organizations, influencers, and activists busy on social media today, many sharing their disappointment in the lack of charges. Others using the decision as an incentive for people to register to vote. Coincidentally, just one day after National Voter Registration Day. Actress Kerry Washington tweeting, quote, Daniel Cameron is on Donald Trump's short list as replacement of RGB on the Supreme Court, the same man who decided to not charge the officers responsible for killing Breonna Taylor. Vote. Hip-hop artist, actor, and activist Common, quoting James Baldwin, saying, to be a Negro in this country and to be relatively conscious is to be in a state of rage almost all the time. Singer Alicia Keys retweeting a quote from the ACLU and adding, this is a prime example of rotten to the core, unjust, disrespectful, and blatant disregard, infuriated. The ACLU of Kentucky went to Twitter saying in part, none of the charges are related to her death. Once again, the state has denied that Black Lives Matter by failing to hold law enforcement accountable. Of course, these are just a few of the many responses, and we can be sure more reaction will be posted. Users continue to use hashtags such as Justice for Breonna, hashtag Breonna Taylor, and what many also have been chanting at protests across the country, say her name. Reporting in studio, I'm Amber Freeman.
Amber, thank you. Governor Andy Beshear also gave his thoughts today during his regular afternoon coronavirus update. When asked if he believed justice was done today, he didn't answer directly, instead saying systemic racism must be addressed and that he asked Attorney General Daniel Cameron to release more information because it could, quote, help us talk to each other.
The Attorney General also announcing today he's going to issue an executive order forming a task force with the sole intention of looking at search warrants in Kentucky, how they are executed, how they're even drawn up in the first place and approved through law enforcement and the court system. That will be in the news in the days to come. And of course, we will continue to follow all of this through the evening here in Lexington, Louisville, and reaction from cities across the country as many are bracing for possible protest like what we have already seen in the city of Louisville. We invite you to stay with us on air and online at WTVQ.com.
Weather-wise today, we've had to deal with clouds, and if you live closer to, say, Pulaski County and southwestern sections of the WTVQ viewing area, you've had to deal with some scattered showers, and especially along the Kentucky-Tennessee border where the rain intense at times. Right now, we're looking live through some traffic cameras courtesy of the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, and you'll notice all dry here on Interstate 75 around Lexington where it is 67 degrees. A little farther south on 75, Corbin, 66 degrees. Our friends and neighbors along 64 Winchester right around 68 degrees. I'm not expecting that to change overnight. A mostly cloudy sky. Here's a look at your Kentucky Farm Bureau hometown forecast. It goes to Elm Rock, just south and east of Jackson there. And Elm Rock in communities across central and eastern Kentucky expect 64 at 9 p.m., 1 o'clock in the morning, right around 60. I have a 7-day forecast you don't want to miss. It has your weekend in it. I'll let you know when you'll need the umbrella and when you might need a jacket. In the meantime, Tom, back over to you.
All right, Jason, thank you. Well, Fayette County reaches a milestone it did not want to in the coronavirus pandemic. We'll have the details on that.
And find out what UK is doing to students who are quarantined on campus with COVID-19.
Ready, set, go. Live big in the 3 larger-than-life SUVs from GMC. Step up to GMC and get nearly $5,300 purchase allowance on most 2020 Acadia models.
Visit your Bluegrass GMC dealer today.
Choosing a window replacement company is tough.
With middlemen involved, you could end up paying too much. But with Champion, there are no middlemen. You get the factory direct price on your new windows. We call that single source accountability. And that's what we mean when we say we design, build, install, and guarantee it. Don't miss out on our best sale of the year. Save 50% off your new windows. One call, one company. Learn more at getchampionwindows.com today.
The best part about being a bath fitter installer is the reveal. Homeowners greet us in the morning and love that we're going to install a beautiful new tub right over their old one without tearing the bathroom apart. But they're never quite prepared for what they get come the end of the day. We call it the wow moment. When they see their new bathtub that's high quality and more beautiful than they could have imagined, I can't help but smile. Since it's Bath Fitter, it's built to last a lifetime. We guarantee it.
Our Splash into Savings event is going on now. Call now and save up to $500. Plus, get a free upgrade package.
Moving dirt, planting seed, or hosting an on-site event and need portable restrooms? Visit Bypass Rental. Now open in Lexington, Bypass Rental wants to celebrate by giving you 15% off equipment and tool rentals when you stop by their new location near the corner of New Circle and Winchester Road. No matter what you need, Bypass Rental has the right tool for the right job every time. Locally owned with locations in Winchester, Georgetown, Richmond, and now celebrating our grand opening in Lexington.
Hi, Shane Huffman with Neil Huffman Chevy, Buick, GMC in Frankfort, where during our employee pricing event, you can receive up to $12,000 off the MSRP of a brand new vehicle. That's all going on now. That's Neil Huffman Chevy, Buick, GMC in Frankfort. Huffman has it.
Now is the time to climb. Southeast Mountain Guides is offering you 50% off $52 vouchers towards Via Ferrata climbing adventures. Just $26 for $52 vouchers while supplies last. Go to WTVQ.com to get your Southeast Mountain Guides voucher today.
Now for the coronavirus update in Kentucky. As the state tops 63,000 confirmed cases since the pandemic hit in March. The governor reporting 796 new cases just since yesterday, so the total now 63,517. 5 more Kentuckians died from the virus. The state's death toll now 1,124, and the positivity rate still above 4%.
One day after the U.S. hit a new milestone in the pandemic, Fayette County hit one of its own. Today, the health department announced the county has reached more than 8,000 cases now. The department says with the 83 new cases reported today, the county is now at 8,014. That's since the first one was reported March 8th. No new deaths reported today, leaving the county's total there at 72. So far, 6,856 people have recovered.
Parents of Fayette County Public School students could find out at the end of this week if the start date for in-person classes is going to be delayed. Superintendent Manny Cox sent a letter home today telling parents that a special meeting of the Board of Education has been called for this Friday to talk about what to do next. Why? Fayette County is now in the red zone in terms of COVID-19 cases. The superintendent says the district has been working on a hybrid approach for returning students to school. Students currently scheduled are back in the classroom on Monday. They would be in person on certain days and online on others. That's where the hybrid schedule comes in. But now the Board of Education is going to be talking with health officials to see if the COVID-19 increase in Fayette County is going to keep Fayette County from starting in-person classes, and what role the high number of positive UK students is playing in all of this.
UK is going to start studying its own students living on campus who are in quarantine because of COVID-19. The university says it's asking those students to take part in a research study to find out whether a testing strategy early during their quarantine can predict whether they'll test negative after that 14 days in quarantine. UK officials hope the results can provide more info to determine whether this testing strategy could safely shorten quarantine. The university says about 100 UK students will be enrolled in the first phase of the study, which should be completed in about 1 month. It's stayed dry for the past few days for most of us. Now get ready for the rain, some already seeing it.
Yes, it's been just to our south along the Kentucky-Tennessee border. So where is it headed? Our chief meteorologist will show you when we come back.
The model year-end clearance sale is on. Get new Hondas from just $169 a month or save thousands with 0.9% financing for up to 60 months. Every Honda is on clearance during the model year-end clearance sale. Search your local Honda dealer today.
It's the sense of peace. It's an old story and a new thrill.
a place you know where you belong. Gatlinburg, the mountains are calling. Register to win a free getaway at gatlinburg.com. Please visit responsibly.
Play the Kentucky Lottery's Gold Rush Scratch-Offs with more than $217 million in total prize money.
Keep going.
Oh. Your Eureka moment just might be a scratch or two away.
Just up the road in Erlanger, Kentucky's own playing card company produces 4 billion decks of cards a year. We know because we're Kentucky's insurance company, insuring all sorts of property damage involving your auto and home, but not your house of cards. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
While Washington talks about Mitch McConnell jamming through a Supreme Court nomination, he wouldn't jam through more help for laid-off Kentucky workers. It's always the same. For too many in Kentucky, little has changed after 36 years of Mitch McConnell. But his donors are better off. He's better off. His staffers who became lobbyists are better off. But are you better off? We can vote him out.
I'm Amy McGrath, and I approve this message.
The model year-end clearance sale is on. Get new Hondas from just $169 a month or save thousands with 0.9% financing for up to 60 months. Every Honda is on clearance during the model year-end clearance sale. Search your local Honda dealer today.
Can you spell winner? Now through September 30th, test your spelling skills at WTVQ.com and enter to win free registration and 3 months tuition for one subject at a Kumon Math and Reading Center near you. Visit WTVQ.com to win today. ABC 36 Storm Team Weather is brought to you by Kentucky Farm Bureau. In good weather and bad, there's Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment. The ABC 36 Storm Team Forecast. Independently certified, the most accurate in Central Kentucky.
How are you on this Wednesday? I hope you and your family are safe and well. Here's a live look right now through our Fort Bank Sky View. This is live on Lexington. This is our Kentucky Horse Park camera. All quiet there and really all quiet across the bluegrass as we continue to see a bunch of clouds up and above us. You'll notice the clouds right there at the Kentucky Horse Park. Here's a look at current temperature, 67 in Jackson, at 68 in Danville. Our friends and neighbors in London, right around 66, 67 in Somerset. Hazard, how are you? 64 degrees for you. Live HD radar shows you I'm not tracking a bunch of rain, but I'm tracking some. We'll zoom in just a little bit closer to the Kentucky-Tennessee border, and you'll see it from Whitley City, west of there, right along Highway 27. More intense rain collecting in rain gauges, especially along Highway 127, just south and west of Monticello and around the Kentucky-Tennessee border. Here's the bigger picture to show you how that rain mainly staying south of Lexington, south of London and Somerset. We're just dealing with the clouds. And our chances for rain, notice the yellow line, really not a big chance, but it's there. Can't rule it out as we go through the rest of this week into the weekend. Speaking of the weekend, that's the best chance of rain on Sunday and then Tuesday. Notice the temperatures. We go from 80 on Sunday to right around 64 on Wednesday. Overnight lows in the 50s and 60s. You're watching ABC 36.
I'm Josh Hicks. After the Marine Corps, I served for 5 years as a Maysville police officer. Put on my gun belt, kiss my wife and kids goodbye, go off to serve my community by enforcing the law. Andy Barr doesn't get to disrespect my service. He's been in Congress serving himself. He sold us out, taking millions from Big Pharma and other corporations, and then turning around and voting against lowering prescription drug prices. I'm Josh Hicks, and I approve this message because I know what it means to serve. Andy Barr does not.
Busted? Original Gorilla Glue, of course. Works indoor, works outdoor. It's weatherproof, it's waterproof. It's versatile and incredibly strong for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Ladies, check it out. So strong, so not ripped. What are we talking about? That's the Hefty Ultra Strong bag.
Hefty, hefty, hefty.
Give me the bag.
Get Hefty Ultra Strong at a low price.
Get up and get going. It's time to get your Fusion with 0% financing for 72 months, plus a complimentary 5-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Plus, features like Ford Copilot 360, Bliss, lane keeping system, pre-collision assist, and adaptive cruise control. Whew, that's a lot. What are you waiting for? Get to your Ford dealer today. Right now, qualified buyers can choose from $4,000 cash back or 0% financing for 72 months on a 2020 Ford Fusion.
We all know Mitch McConnell is filthy rich, but do you know how he became so wealthy? His wife's family owns a company that ships cheap foreign coal to China at our expense. Mitch got up to $25 million from them, helping foreign countries compete directly with Kentucky coal miners. And despite massive profits, the company just took up to $1 million in taxpayer money meant for businesses struggling with coronavirus. Mitch's dirty secret is out. He doesn't work for us. Ditch Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The SEC media has released their preseason All-SEC team. 6 cats made the list. Max Duffy, Drake Jackson, and Landon Young made the first team. Darian Kennard made the second team. Josh Paschal and Boogie Watson on the third team. Even with that, the Cats were still picked to finish 4th in the SEC East. That's behind Florida, Georgia, and Tennessee. Despite their recent success, the doubt in the program is alive and well. Landon Young says they feed off of that.
I think year after year we've proved to them that we're a better team, but we still get, sort of that discredit. I like it, though. It feeds us. I think we go out there every single week and prove to somebody that we're a lot better team than what, they have us out to be. But also it gives us a little bit of fire. I'd much rather see an underdog win. So, we have nothing to lose and everything to gain. These teams want to protect this view that the media has of them and this high rating that the media has of them. Well, to the media, we're crap. So, what we have to lose by going out there and giving everything and beating these teams.
As the Cats look to prove anyone and everyone wrong, UK quarterback Terry Wilson looks to show everyone he's fine. Countless questions every time he talks. How's the leg? How do you feel? What will be the most difficult when you come back? Terry says he's not thinking about any of that. He's just ready to play.
Just ready to play. I'm not thinking about, my leg. I feel like my leg, is pretty fine. I have, full confidence in my leg, and, I've had this whole camp and to be able to get used to it. And, I'm just ready to get out there. I'm not thinking about anything that's going to be difficult. Just relying on the game plan that the coaches are putting in for us and, trying to execute it the best way that we can.
If you've seen Coach Cal lately, he doesn't look like this. During quarantine, he's let his hair and his beard grow a little bit. On Tuesday night, he put that beautiful beard on the line, though, in defense of the football Cats, while on NBA on TNT, talking with Auburn alum Charles Barkley. Take a look.
How many points do you want when y'all coming down to Auburn this weekend with them little lightweight Kentucky Wildcats? How many points you want for dinner, Cal?
Whoa, Charles, I'll shave this beard if Auburn wins, if you grow a beard. What would your beard be? Would it be white? Would it be white, or would it be, yours would be white like this, Charles?
Cal,
You're getting old. You're getting old.
I've never grown a beard because I think America deserves to see the moneymaker. I don't want to cover it up.
Whoa.
But if you, I can't grow a beard. I'm not going to lie. I want people to see this beautiful face. But let me tell you this. You'll shave if Auburn beats Kentucky this weekend?
No. Kentucky's winning that game. Auburn ain't winning that game. Kentucky's winning that game.
I bet Miss Calipari wouldn't be upset if he shaved and cut his hair. That's all for now. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Closed captioning for ABC 36 News is brought to you by the Hearing and Speech Center, a sound beginning.
Unfortunately, nobody knows as much as the girls and I how important it is to protect people with pre-existing conditions. My Carol had a pre-existing condition called mitral valve prolapse. It's only in the very rare case that it results in sudden cardiac death. I will never support my opponent's plan, which would put a bureaucrat between a patient with a pre-existing condition and their doctor. I will always protect people with pre-existing conditions. I'm Andy Barr, and I approve this message.
The redesigned Honda CR-V EX is better than ever. It has more passenger volume than the Toyota RAV4, with more cargo volume than the Nissan Rogue SV, and a turbocharged engine with more horsepower than the Subaru Forester. All this makes the CR-V EX a value that's impossible to ignore. Contact your Honda dealer to learn more or shop online.
A short while ago, an injured worker left me a message that said, "You probably won't call me back. I'm just a nobody." Those words stunned me, and I called him right back. Nobody's a nobody, and no one deserves a better firm than you. After my brother Tim's accident, I set out to build an injury firm my own family would hire. And today, as America's largest injury firm, there is no other firm I would hire. All law firms are not the same. There's only one you. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
We all want to live healthier lives. It's only natural. Your body is a product of nature. Why would you nurture it with anything else? Just like your body, our vitamins, minerals, and herbs are grown from nature. And with all our products and advice, we have something for everything under the sun. We'll make sure you get everything you need, nothing you don't. All from nature herself. Robert's Health Foods, 1020 Industry Road, Lexington. You'll want to come see us. It's only natural.
Last year, we visited Senator Mitch McConnell to help minors with black lung. But we ended up in Amy McGrath ad attacking Mitch. Problem is, McGrath's ad is a lie, and that's why she had to take us out of it. Truth is, Mitch visited with us, and he told us minors he'd take care of us, and he did. Mitch helped minors with black lung and helped protect their pensions, too. Amy McGrath flat out lied about Mitch. And Kentucky deserves better.
I'm Mitch McConnell, and I approve this message.
Here's a look at your hour-by-hour forecast for the next 6 hours as fall has officially arrived on Tuesday, and I'm trying to hurry up the changing leaves. 66 by 7 p.m., still mostly cloudy by 11 and 61. That's Scratch a Forecast, powered by who? The Kentucky Lottery. 72 on Thursday, mostly cloudy. Friday, a little warmer. 76 degrees, 82 degrees on Saturday, and coming up tonight, 9, 10, and 11, and of course online and on your radio, you can actually discover a little bit more about what we're going to do when it comes to cooler temperatures. Are we going to cool down? I am expecting just that, but the question is, how cool will we get as we go into the new work week? Will you need your woolly coat? Will you need a jacket? Join us tonight for that answer. In the meantime, back over to you two.
Thank you, sir. We have already seen multiple protesters arrested in Louisville, some of those protests already turning violent and destructive. More on that, as well as the decision in the Breonna Taylor case that is leading to all of that, coming up right now on World News Tonight with David Muir.